Hello everybody, and welcome to Friday Encouragement. I want to share with you an update to Friday Encouragement at the end of this talk, so please stay tuned. I want to talk to you about something that you are all experts at. I know I am. And it's something we do a lot. It's called worry or anxiety. If I were to ask you, hey, what are some of the things that have you uptight? Maybe you'd share stuff like, I don't know, parenting, my spouse, the economy, COVID-19, my job, my neighborhood, my environment. I mean, you can imagine all the things your kids, if you have children, that they might write. I'm worried about my parents. I'm worried about being liked at school. I'm worried about getting good grades. I'm worried about being accepted by the new kids that I meet. They would have quite a long list too, wouldn't they? There's a lot to worry about. And we know that it's pretty powerful because we see the suicide rate up in our country, especially in this pandemic season. So how do we overcome our worries? Well, let me introduce you to Samika. Samika is an Old Testament Hebrew word that describes a ceremony that takes place. You can read about it in its first instance in Leviticus chapter 16, verse 21. And this is where Aaron lays his hands on the head of an animal and he confesses over that animal the sins of the nation, its transgressions. It's kind of like he's imputing it into that animal. And then that animal is led away, the goat is led away into the wilderness, symbolizing the fact that when we confess our sins, he's faithful and just, forgive us our sins, and he removes our sins and doesn't remember them anymore. He casts them as far as the east is from the west. Now that's great news, isn't it? And spiritually speaking, you have also had the Samika. You see, when Jesus died on the cross, it was like you put your hands on him and transferred all of your sin to him. Imagine that. All of that sin. Sins that you would never want to confess out loud. You confess on Jesus. Through the mystery of centuries, we lay our hands on Christ and he takes it all. And he gives us instead his peace. So how does Samika apply to my anxieties and my worries? Well, it says in 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 7, we should cast our cares on Jesus because he cares for us. That is, again, through and across centuries, I lay my hands on Christ at the cross. I confess to him my unworthiness, and I confess to him the things I worry and am so anxious about. And it's taken from me, and he absorbs it, and he gives to me his peace. And I can do that any day that I want. Any moment that I want. He is always accessible to me. And Jesus then offers me his peace. Remember in John, it says, Jesus said, my peace I give to you, not as the world gives, give I to you. What's the difference between the peace of the world and the peace of Christ? Well, we've said it before, the peace of the world is always going to cost you something. When the world says, oh, I'll help you out with this, or I'll make you feel better, you got to give up something. And it costs you. But when Jesus offers us his peace, it costs him everything. It costs him his life. And only because he gave his life for you and me are we able to, in a sense, contact him by faith and have him take from us those things we worry so much about. And that peace that he offers us is a true shalom. It's a peace you can have even when you're in the middle of a conflict. Because remember, having peace in our life does not mean an absence of difficulties or challenges. It means the capacity to endure them with great hope. I mean, what's the worst that can happen to you and me? We die? Well, as believers, if you die, where are you going to go? You're going to be present with the Lord. To be absent with the bodies, be present with the Lord. You'll be with him in paradise. Isn't that far better? Isn't that a great hope waiting for us? So let's stop wrestling with our worries and our thoughts. Let's transfer them to the Lord. And if you take it back, give it back. He is patient. He is caring. We don't have to let anxiety and worry overrule our lives. We can learn to live and think in a new way. That's my Friday encouragement, and it is my last Friday encouragement. But don't be discouraged. We're going to begin something new on September 28th called Kickoff. Every Monday, I'm going to share with you some thoughts to harbor in your heart and your mind as a kickoff for the week, as a way to think differently about yourself and about others and life around you. And I'm really looking forward to do that. We've been talking about the end of the week. Let's talk now about how to begin our week with a great encouragement and spiritual kickoff. I look forward to it, and we'll tell you more about it soon so that you'll know where to go and how to receive the information. You can do that, in fact, the way you're doing it right now. But we'll also show you some improved ways as well. Hey, God bless you guys, and have a great weekend. If you're in Minnesota, it is absolutely beautiful outside. Go and enjoy it.